All right, so we hit the store. We've got a cart full of groceries. We're gonna load up the fridge and head out onto the trail. And we are at 36 degrees already. So it's down to temperature. It's gonna keep our stuff nice and cold. Now the nice thing is you can pull your basket out, stack your basket. Oh yeah, gotta have the salami. Hey, and what's a trip without some monsters? Now, one of the little tricks for using an onboard freezer fridge is you want to pack everything nice and tight. So I always grab extra water, which is a great idea. And then you use the water bottles just to keep everything nice and tight so it's not banging around. And you have extra cold waters. And on the fridge, we've even got a back shelf back here. We can tuck a few more bottles of water in. All right, the fridge is loaded and we're ready to take this thing out. All right, we've got the giveaway Gladiator here on the trail for the very first time, and we're taking it easy. We already have found a few things that we need to, how should we say, adjust to make it work a little bit better. But we figured it's time to stop for lunch, and while we're doing that, we're gonna show you the ARB Elements freezer fridge a little more in depth. Now, one of the first things that grabs you when you see the ARB Elements freezer fridge is the stainless steel shell. The stainless steel outer shell will help keep the fridge run cooler when it's out in the sun. Now, another thing you're gonna notice is you will notice the plastic molding around the edges and on the corners. This is a high impact plastic. It's designed to take some knocking around and still live to tell the tale. Now, if we open up our dual latches, we have that assisting strut that holds the lid up and out of the way, and it makes it so easy to just reach in and grab things. And speaking of reaching in and grab things, this was a warm soda when we put it in here, and it is already cold. It's been about an hour and a half since we picked it up at the grocery store, and we're already down to 40 degrees according to the legend on the ARB freezer fridge. Now, as we look inside the freezer fridge, the first thing you notice is the basket. We have this divider here. You can remove it. You'll also notice one side has a cutout. This is reversible. This cutout is the same height as this back shelf here. You can actually turn this around, remove the divider, and then you can lay in something large, like maybe a large pack of steaks for that after trail dinner. We're just going out for the day, so we just have a few snacks. As we talked about earlier, we're using water bottles to just pack everything in. You definitely don't want things rattling around in here because it'd be easy to create a leak in some of your food products. So by just using water bottles, tucked in, jammed in to keep everything nice and tight, you'll help keep everything packed, and you'll keep them from rattling around. And heck, you can never have too much cold water on the trail. Another thing we really like about the fridge is that the LED light is at the front facing backwards. So at night, when that light's on, it's lighting up the fridge itself, not at the back of the fridge or at the side of the fridge, shining in your eyes and blinding you. Now, if we look at our control panel, this is our on-off button. This is our controls button. So this is what we would push to select various controls to change. Let's say like the temperature. We can push this button here. It's going to show us our set temperature at 37 degrees. We can then hit that button and drop it down. Now we have it set for 33 degrees. It'll flash, and now it's set, and it's going back to tell us what it's at. So the plus and minus button is to go up or down, not just temperature, but some of the other functions. Then you have your lock button. This is to lock, to set the pin lock. Right here under next to this hinge for the lid, when you shut the lid, is an electrically operated pin lock. If you want, you can set a security control with these 3 buttons here. And then when you hit the lock button, it will push the pin forward, lock the lid closed, and now that's an electrical lock. And then you just hit whatever security code you programmed in, and it will unlock it. Now, speaking of locking this fridge, if we shut it, and then we latch it, right here in the very front, you have a place where you can put a padlock. So if you were to leave this fridge unattended and you wanted to make sure nobody could get into it, you can padlock it. So now ARB tells us that the Elements freezer fridge is capable of 100 degrees cooling below ambient temperature. So you can keep this down in freezing even in very hot temperature. Now I do have to throw a caveat in there, because once you get above 90 degrees into 100 degrees, that ambient temperature really can strain and stress even the best of freezer fridges. But that's why they've built the Elements fridge the way it is to try to give you the best performing freezer fridge you can get for this sort of use. Now, I will say that we have handed out ice cream bars out of the back of an ARB freezer fridge in Moab, Utah when it's 90 degrees, and yes, they are still frozen. This is a single zone freezer fridge, meaning whatever temperature we have the control panel set at, that's what it's going to be at. So if we have it set at 42 degrees, everything inside will be at 42 degrees. If we have it set at 27 degrees, everything's going to be frozen. Now, ARB does offer dual zone freezer fridges, and we do have one of their 0 dual zone freezer fridges in the studio that we'll be showing you real soon. So now it's time to get some lunch and feed the crew. All right, we're back from our trail ride, and now we gotta wash the truck, make it look shiny again for all those cool pictures and videos. Now, one of the things we really like about that ARB Elements fridge is designed to be in the elements. Rain, snow, dust, it doesn't matter. So you can hose it down. You can take a wash brush and wash this fridge. The only thing you don't want to do is you don't want to spray water directly in through the vents. That's going to get in where the compressor is. Other than that, this thing is a great fridge, very durable, and you can wash it. So one more thing we like about the ARB Elements fridge.